All right, welcome back to the deep dive. Now, normally we're digging into some pretty heavy stuff, right? Geopolitics, complex science papers.
Yeah, the usual dense material, often pretty dry stuff, honestly.
Exactly. But today we've got something, well, completely different. Though I'd argue just as rich, maybe even more demanding in its own way.
Oh, absolutely.
Wow.
We're looking at Uncle Dave and the Quest for the Holy Grail, a satirical epic, yes, but our mission here is to treat it seriously.
Very seriously, like approach it as a genuine historical document.
That's the plan. We need to pull out the core rules, the theology, the mechanics that govern this very specific, very unique fictional world.
And it is unique. We start in Hubli, Nova Scotia,
Yeah.
described as misty in the rain, mostly horizontal, apparently.
Sets the scene perfectly, doesn't it? It's not some generic fantasy land. It's grounded, very localized.
And the quest object isn't a sword or a crown, it's the Holy Grail
Exactly. The Holy Grail, a relic of, quote, flame and glory.
and the origin story.
Yeah.
You have to appreciate this.
Oh, it's brilliant. Supposedly forged from a meteorite found behind a Canadian tire back in 1847.
See, that detail right there, it grounds everything. Even divine materials end up near the hardware aisle.
It really anchors the whole cosmology, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
And its powers aren't, world-ending.
No, they're intensely practical, almost domestic.
Right. It sears without flare-ups, which is miraculous enough for anyone who's grilled.
Definitely.
It also apparently murmurs recipes, maybe in ancient tongues, maybe just suggestions. And crucially,
It demands a side salad, occasionally.
usually demands a side salad. It's a sentient artifact with specific, maybe slightly fussy needs.
So who's the hero tasked with finding this marvel?
Our chosen one is Uncle Dave, grizzled, maybe a bit grumpy.
The text says Kubota orange and spear. I mean, what a description.
Isn't it great? Paints a picture immediately. And he has a companion.
Yes, Winston, the cockapoo, his tiny oracle,
Who seems slightly judgmental based on the text.
and the call to adventure. It's not a booming voice from the heavens.
No, very much in keeping with the world. He's summoned by the Church of the Eternal Propane.
Of course he is.
The signal is a glowing spatula. It rings like a dinner bell.
And whispers commands.
Right.
But again, not epic commands.
Exactly. It whispers things like, bring snacks.
Essential for any quest.
And the big one, the first hint of the world's rigid doctrine, do not use WD-40.
A theological prohibition against a specific lubricant. That tells you everything.
It really does. There's a right way and a wrong way, a pure way and a WD-40 way, which is clearly heretical here. It's about adherence to the proper method.
Okay, so let's talk gear. The armaments for this quest.
Right, the sacred tools.
You've got the prophetic spatula of St. Weber, so a Weber spatula, but,
imbued with destiny. And then there's the sacred hand torch of Antigonish,
which the text flat out tells you is a venerable bernzomatic torch.
covered in holy runes, naturally.
That blend is fantastic. Brand names meet sacred texts.
The everyday elevated, and the doctrine comes from actual books.
The foundational literature. The Book of Combustion and the Book of Barbecue. Grease-stained, of course.
Naturally, they wouldn't be authentic otherwise. These texts lay at the liturgy.
And they contain some incredibly specific rituals. Like the ignition rite. This isn't just flicking a lighter.
Absolutely not. It's governed by Scripture. Book of Combustion 4.37. It's about counting.
To 3. Explicitly. No more, no less.
The precision is key. It actually warns against deviation.
It does. 4 shalt thou not count, nor either count thou 2. It's almost Python-esque.
It is. And the justification, 5 is right out. Why? Because, and I quote, lo, explosions are gauche.
Gauche. Not dangerous, not deadly, but gauche. Poor taste.
Think about what that implies. The ultimate concern isn't just safety, it's decorum. Cosmic manners. Violating the procedure isn't just risky, it's aesthetically offensive.
So the universe here runs on polite thermodynamics. Technical failure is a social faux pas.
Which is fascinating, right, because it means the hero's journey isn't about brute force or clever tricks. It's about following the instructions perfectly.
Adherence is heroism. Okay, so following instructions. That leads us to the trials. First up, the knights who say A.
Ah, yes, the guardians of local custom.
Picture them. Antlers on their helmets. Tim Hortons cups worn as medals.
The perfect image of localized, slightly passive-aggressive authority.
And their demands are a brilliant mix. First, a shrubbery. Standard enough for knights, I suppose.
A nod to the source of the trope, maybe, but then...
Then the real test.
Oh,
A large double-double.
And they are very specific about the size. Not small, they insist. We are not mice.
It's about respecting local scale and coffee preferences.
Passing this requires one more thing. Reciting the litany of the lid.
Snap the lid, align the seam, thou shalt not dribble. It's an oath of beverage integrity.
They're defending the coffee experience, not a border. Once you pass that.
You get warned about the next hurdle, the Bridge of Unreasonable Permits.
And here's where the tone shifts. From quirky cultural tests to hard-nosed regulatory compliance.
Yeah, it goes from absurdity to, well, a different kind of absurdity. The bureaucratic kind. No breathing room.
None at all. The Guardian isn't a troll or a giant.
No, it's an accountant-cleric. Robes, but also a high-vis safety vest.
The embodiment of paperwork power. Like a modern sphinx, but with safety codes instead of riddles.
So what does this accountant-cleric ask?
Well, the first two questions are basic. Who are you? What's your quest? Standard stuff.
But the third?
The third is the killer. It requires deep technical knowledge. You have to state the certification date and the requalification schedule for a standard 20-pound propane tank.
Wow, okay, that is specific.
Incredibly specific. And Uncle Dave, being our seasoned hero, nails it.
He knows a cold. Stamped at manufacturer, requalify every 10 to 12 years, then every 5 depending on method.
Flawless. And this is the key analytical point, I think, why this question.
Right, why is propane tank bureaucracy the ultimate gatekeeper?
Because in this world, the measure of a hero isn't strength or cunning in battle. It's understanding and respecting the codes, the safety regulations, the expiration dates.
So true power is compliance. Painstaking compliance.
Exactly. Uncle Dave isn't just a guy who can fix things. He's proven he understands the system, the paperwork. His technical knowledge is his spiritual validation in the Church of Eternal Propane.
He knows the rules, not just the tools.
Oh, hey.
So he passes the accountant-cleric. He's warned about a final obstacle, the relic of infinite frustration. But first, a boss fight.
Yes, the showdown at Bedford Basin against the Kubota Beaver.
Which is described as enormous.
Yeah.
It's armor.
Improvised, overlapping Tim Hortons cups and bits of shopping carts. Brilliant.
And its fury. This line is amazing. Its fury is damned only by paperwork.
It's just perfect. Rage contained by regulation. Until now.
So combat time. Uncle Dave pulls out the sacred hand torch. The holy burns-o-matic.
And he prepares to perform the rite of 3 from the Book of Combustion 7.9. Click once, click twice. Holy flame on the third click. That's the rule.
But does he follow it after just proving his compliance?
He doesn't. He gets the perfect blue flame on the first click.
Is that heresy? Did he just break the rules?
The text suggests it's not heresy, it's mastery. His justification.
Wasn't my first torch.
Exactly. Experience has transcended the need for the ritual steps. He's internalized the process. It's a higher form of adherence, in a way. He knows the torch.
Okay, so he's got the flame. What's his big move against this armored beaver?
It's tactical, not brutal. He uses the prophetic spatula.
Of course he does.
Hooks the beaver's cup armor, flips the creature onto its back.
Yeah.
Immobilized, but not killed.
And then he contains it. How?
He uses the torch to ignite a ring of non-union fire.
Non-union fire. What does that even mean here? Unauthorized. Rogue.
It sounds like it. Maybe it implies that in the heat of battle, sanction methods aren't enough. You need effective, even if technically unapproved, measures. A moment of necessary rule bending, perhaps.
As long as it serves a higher tactical purpose. Civil disobedience with a propane torch.
And then Winston, the Cockapoo Oracle, steps in.
Right. What does Winston do?
He solemnly pees along the border of the fire ring.
Which achieves, wait for it, sacred geometry.
Sacred geometry. The barrier is now metaphysically sealed, chemically validated.
And the killer beaver, it just freezes.
Defeated. Why? Because it's comprehending bureaucracy itself.
The ring of fire isn't just fire, it's a boundary, a regulation enforced by sacred, well, fluids. The beaver, whose rage was damned by paperwork, is ultimately stopped by a manifested boundary.
The irony is just chef's kiss, paperwork made real, made fire.
Okay. Beaver contained. Uncle Dave finally reaches his goal, the Holy Grill. Shining, stainless steel, twin propane tanks like watchful angels.
The promised land. But there's one final test. Not a monster, not a riddle.
No. It's the ultimate mundane nightmare. The relic of infinite frustration.
A single bolt, holding the grill hood shut.
And it's corroded. Rusted since the dawn of time, the text says.
This is the climax. Think about it. Uncle Dave knows propane codes. He's mastered the torch ignition beyond the written ritual. He defeated a monster using tactics and non-union fire.
He's the ultimate technically proficient, rule-respecting hero.
And yet, the Accountant-Cleric warned him about this bolt.
What was the warning?
Many have tried PB Blaster, none prevailed.
PB Blaster, the go-to weapon against rust. In this world, it's the equivalent of a legendary artifact or a powerful spell, and it failed.
Repeatedly. This simple corroded bolt has stopped everyone. All the knowledge, all the compliance counts for nothing against basic chemistry and time.
It's almost insulting. Uncle Dave tries everything. Wrench, ratchet, even brings out an impact driver. High-tech tools against ancient rust.
And nothing. The bolt holds. He's stumped, defeated by corrosion.
And that's where the narrative pauses. Just as he's failed, the prophetic spatula starts to glow again. New text appearing. Apocryphal wisdom, perhaps.
The solution is imminent but unrevealed. It has to be something beyond standard mechanics, beyond even PB Blaster, the perfect cliffhanger.
So let's recap this journey. We went from misty Huglier with its horizontal rain, past nights demanding specific coffee orders.
Through a rigorous exam on propane safety regulations.
Watched Uncle Dave defeat a beaver with tactical fire and sacred dog pee.
It's this incredible blend, isn't it? High fantasy tropes slammed right into DIY mechanics and bureaucratic procedure.
And the core message seems to be about the power of rules, of knowing the system. The ignition right, the propane dates, these aren't just details, they're fundamental laws.
Exactly. Technical competence, respect for procedure, that's what defines the hero's worthiness in this universe. Small details hold immense power.
But then the final boss is rust. A problem that laughs at technical manuals and power tools. It defeats the specialized knowledge. It even defeats the mythical PB Blaster.
Which leaves us, and you listening, with a real puzzle, doesn't it? The only thing between Uncle Dave and the Holy Grail is this relic of infinite frustration, a stubborn bolt.
So if wrenches fail, impact drivers fail, even chemical agents fail, what kind of knowledge or maybe faith or just simple trick is needed? What overcomes fundamental rust and sheer stubbornness when the official solutions are useless?
What forgotten technique, what different approach? What would you try on that corroded bolt?